I'm Rob Cairns, the CEO and Chief Creator of Amazing Ideas at StunnyDigitalMarketing.com. Today I want to talk about something that's on my mind lately. That is not bashing your clients on social media or the internet, and how doing this can impact your business. In this episode, I'm even going to talk about what to say if the client has made a bad review about you. Let's start talking about the frustration of tough clients. Every freelancer and agency has them. We have had horror stories in our businesses. The key is how you deal with the frustration and how you learn from them. One thing I've noticed lately in certain cycles in business and circles is that many business owners in the web development space love to complain about bad clients online. This is a mistake. Do not, and I mean do not do this. The argument often is, well, these Facebook groups are private, or I have my privacy settings turned on, so I can just complain. No one will know. No one will know is the wrong attitude. This attitude just won't work. Let me explain why. You post your frustration with the client in a private Facebook group. Person B takes a screenshot of the complaint and then shares it outside of the group. This impacts your reputation and how the client feels about you. A far better way of doing this would be to contact the client directly. Have a conversation with the client about the issues. If you cannot resolve the issues, it's time to move on professionally. Finish the job, and when the job is completed, do not take more work on from this client. It's not worth the hassle. Secondly, one thing I always say is to fall back on your contract. Many agencies and freelancers have loose contracts. This is not good. And if the contract is not tight, you might as well not have one at all. I even have clauses in mind that say if a project goes over certain deadlines because of the customer, the project will cost the customer more money. One other thing I suggest you put in the contract is what I call a morality clause. If a client yells or swears at me, I will terminate the contract without refund. This is not the professional way to act and one I will not allow in my business. Now, let us take a step back. When I take on a new client, I have a client strategy call with that client. This is to see if we're a good fit for each other. Many times you can see if this potential client is going to be an issue at this time. Now is the time to trust your gut instinct when it comes to choosing clients. The key is to not be in a position where you have to take every job that comes around. Sometimes work is just not worth it. The key in this case is to just cut it off right away. Say to a potential client, we are not a good fit at this time, be professional and move on. It's really that simple. It saves the bashing that will go on in the future. Now let's talk about the client that hires you and bashes you in a negative Google review. The big thing with Google reviews is you cannot delete them. Remember, the life of working with the internet includes good and negative reviews. Remember, many people write unprofessional reviews bashing you with inaccurate information, and some of these reviews might even be fake reviews. This is not the time to bash a former client or someone you've done business with. What I suggest you do is to reply in an accurate or professional manner. If the review is really over the top, you can apply to Google to have the review removed. Good luck with that one, as I'm still waiting for Google to remove a fake review that had a personal attack on it from several months ago. In this case, I did not bash the past client. I pointed out the client violated his contract, and I would have liked to make him happy if I could have. In this case, the client went past the time for the project and refused to pay the amount in the contract. In my response to review, I pointed this out in a professional manner and did not bash the client. A couple reasons for this. Public bashing can lead to legal lawsuits for slander. The second reason is to use this as an opportunity. By not bashing, I was able to explain in a public forum on my Google My Business page what took place and why. Being professional is always the best course of action. Remember, you have nothing to gain by bashing a client or prospective client. Just take the high road, hold your head high, and move on. More often than not, the friction is caused by conflicting personalities or expectations, responsibilities that were not spelled out in detail in a contract. Also remember to have a signed contract for all the work you're doing for a client. This can save a lot of issues in the long run. Do it right and save the hassles up front. As always, this is Rob Cairns. If I can help you in any way, please let me know. Have an amazing day and love you all. Thank you for listening to the SDM Business Marketing WordPress podcast. The show is hosted by Robert Cairns, the CEO and Chief Creator of Amazing Ideas at StunningDigitalMarketing.com. This podcast comes out every week. It's available on all podcast platforms. If you'd like to be a guest on this podcast, please email us at podcast@StunningDigitalMarketing.com. If you'd like to find out more about the digital marketing services we provide, please go to StunningDigitalMarketing.com. This podcast is dedicated to Robert's late father, Bruce Cairns. Have an amazing week. Keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. Make your business succeed.